Dr. Joe DeMarco, chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health, and today's video is how to perform fascial release work on the tricep muscle. Now this is a common muscle that builds up a lot of fascial adhesions, and it's real important to keep ahead of this muscle as far as keeping it loose, flexible, and mobile. So let's first off take a look at the anatomy of the tricep muscle. So as you can see from the anatomy, there's three separate heads to the tricep muscle. The biggest head of the tricep is what we call the long head. And the most important thing I want you to see here is that the long head of the tricep actually originates off of the scapula at the infraglenoid tubercle. It doesn't originate off the humerus as the other two heads do. The importance of this is that the tricep directly affects the shoulder joint, and so a long head of a tricep muscle that's full of fascial adhesions, that's all tight and knotted, can directly impact the shoulder joint and cause problems. The next largest head is what we call the lateral head of the tricep. That does come off the humerus. And then the smallest section of the tricep is what we call the medial head. Now, all three heads do converge into a common tendon and attach below the elbow on the ulnar bone. And the purpose of the tricep is to extend the forearm or extend the elbow. Okay, so it's good to get a look at what we're working on when we're trying to do some fascial release work. Now, a couple things about fascial release work. Tricep muscle, relatively small muscle. It's way too small to use a foam roller. You have to use a massage ball on the tricep muscle. A couple things. Massage balls, you don't want to be using a smooth ball like this, a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball. You'll get some fascial release work accomplished with it, but it's too smooth. When you take a smooth ball like this and rub it over a muscle, there's really no depth into the fascia because you have a smooth surface hitting another smooth surface. So you will stimulate some blood flow, but you're not going to accomplish as much as you can if you use a textured massage ball. Now this is a Tai Chi ball from OcraMed Health. These are excellent for working these smaller muscle groups such as the tricep or any tissue that you want to get really, really deep. You can see the texture on this. This texture of this Tai Chi ball is going to get deep into the fascial adhesion. So this is what we're going to use, a Tai Chi ball from OcraMed Health. So let's take a look. Not that I'm an anatomy chat by any means, but if we're working on the tricep, we just went over some of the anatomy. Let me show you on an actual person what we're dealing with here. This part right here is actually the lateral head of the tricep, and this larger section of the tricep is what we were talking about, the long head, which attaches all the way into the scapula right here, the long head. So it comes from here, and then it's all the way, this is the long head right here, all the way down through here. Lateral head, and then the medial head is much smaller. It's actually right almost underneath the long head right here. It's at the bottom, and if you squeeze your tricep, you can feel that smaller medial head. So when we're rolling, we want to make sure we're working all three heads. So try to make a conscious effort to roll that long head, get into the lateral head and the medial head of the tricep, okay? So if you're using a massage ball and you're on like a hard surface like a desk, I actually recommend taking like a mouse pad so that the massage ball has a little grip on the desk. If not, it just kind of slides all around. So I recommend doing that. If you're on a surface that has some type of material, type of texture, you're all set. But what I'll do is I'll actually take a mouse pad, I'll put it on the desk, and I'll put the ball here. Now, different rolling techniques. Here's how we're going to go at it. We have the ball here. We're going to first start, I like to start at the bottom around the tendon area and work my way up. And what I'll do is I work in about 1-inch increments. And I'll actually get on the massage ball, and I'll put some pressure as much as I can comfortably handle. And I'm going to go back and forth on the massage ball and side to side and then even diagonal. So I'm going to hit all different directions because fascial adhesions are in all different directions. Muscles are smooth and the fibers go in one direction. Adhesions under a microscope actually look like a clump of hair. They go in all sorts of crazy directions. They look all tangled up. So when you're trying to break up adhesions, you just can't roll back and forth in one direction like this, back and forth. You have to get to those adhesions in multiple directions. So that's why I'm going to pick a spot at the base of the tricep. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to roll forwards and backwards, side to side, diagonal, and I'm going to roll for about 30 seconds in multiple directions, at which point I'm going to come up about 1 inch, and I'm going to come back, and once again I'm going to roll back and forth, side to side, diagonal in multiple directions. And I'm going to do that up the tricep. Now what I'll do is I'll actually try to hit, say, the lateral head of the tricep all the way up as far as I can, doing that 1-inch increments along the lateral head. And then I'll start up back here again, and I'll work along the next head of the tricep. So I'll actually try to, there is the 3 heads. The medial head is so small you can actually hit that just at the bottom as you're working the other 2, but try to make a distinction between the lateral head and the long head, so that you make sure you're getting these fibers and these fibers as you roll. Now that might take you a few minutes to roll in 1-inch increments along each of those main heads of the tricep. After you do that, I want you to do some stretching. I want you to take the arm and put it straight up over your head, have the fingers going down your spine, reach behind, grab your elbow, and pull and stretch that tricep out nice and hold that for about 30 seconds, and then grab the other side after you've done it and do the same exact thing. So obviously we're going to roll both triceps and stretch both triceps. And I want you to finish the rolling. I want you to do each of those stretches 3 times for 30 seconds. Now, after we've done that, we've done some rolling, we've broken up some adhesions, we've got a ton of blood flow in the tricep, we've done some stretching. We're going to go back to the ball, and we're going to do one final technique that I want you to work on. We're actually just going to take the ball, we're going to get back on a portion of the tricep, and we're going to put direct pressure down on the ball as much as we can take, and just hold that exactly where it is, hold the ball in place. And all I want you to do from this point is just kind of bring the arm back as far as you can. And then come all the way back again, and then just stretch the tricep. So this motion is actually elongating the tricep. I'm actually putting the Tai Chi ball into the muscle, and then by bending the elbow back, we're actually trapping some of that adhesion under the ball, and then by bending the elbow back, we're stretching those fibers of the tricep and breaking up any adhesions that might be in there. So the technique is basically get the ball on some adhesion that you feel in there in the extended position, and then stretch the tricep back as far as you possibly can. Get a good stretch, and then come all the way back. Do 3 or 4 times on one spot, then go to your next spot. Same thing, hold some direct pressure, and then stretch back as far as you can, and come back and do that 3 or 4 times. So we're going to do multiple spots, and we're just basically going to hold the pressure into the tricep, stretch down, press down on some of that adhesion, trap it with the ball, and then elongate those tricep fibers by stretching flexing the arm and stretching those tricep fibers all the way back this way. So you're going to get a nice release of some of that tissue. Okay, so to recap, we're going to do some massage ball rolling in multiple points along the different heads of the tricep, different directions, massaging with the ball. We're going to stop. We're going to stretch the triceps 3 times for 30 seconds with the stretch I showed you, and then we're going to come back and we're going to hold some direct pressure into the tissue, and we're going to elongate those tricep muscles, fibers, to really break up any remaining fascial adhesions. Okay, great. These are the little things we do at OcraMed Health to prevent injuries during our training programs. There's a lot of training programs out there. They'll give you a lot of information on exercises to do, and then boom, you're hurt in 2 weeks. We make sure that our people that are doing our 90-day fitness program are staying healthy and injury-free with all the little things that we keep an eye on when you're working directly with me. So if you're looking for an exercise program that's going to incorporate both calisthenic and gymnastic movements along with basic heavy weight training, then please visit my website, www.OcraMedHealth.com. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel, OcraMed Health on YouTube. If there's any questions about injuries or exercises, just leave a comment in the comment section below. I always do everything I can to get back to everyone. And don't forget, OcraMed Health is keeping you fit forever.